Hey there, how are you doing? I'm Harry here. I'm playing some Spy on Badlands. I'm using the Ambassador, the Knife, and the Deadringer. I get a few headshots with the Ambi, but again, I feel like it's not the right weapon for me. Unless I decide to really put in some hours as Spy with the weapon, I feel like my DPS would be higher if I just used the stock revolver. But loving the Deadringer, obviously it's a really powerful weapon. They've done so much with Deadringer. It first came out and was incredibly powerful, and then they nerfed it and it was still really powerful, and they nerfed it again, and then it was still really good, and it's a pretty darn good weapon. I don't know. I feel like it's still one of the better Inviswatches. I mean, obviously the cloak and dagger sucks. Like it has its uses, but it's way too situational. But so it's really just between the Deadringer and the stock Inviswatch. And I mean, there's some like each. I feel like each watch kind of has its little personal situation, except for not really the Deadringer anymore. The thing is, like, the Cloak and Dagger has its own little situation where, like, the whole team's kind of huddled up, you're not really going to use the Inviswatch. You want to just be able to wait until it's your chance to strike, and then the stock Inviswatch is kind of there for when you're both going to be somewhere and you just need to get behind them. They're not necessarily going to be clumped up anywhere, and they're not necessarily pushing into you. It's kind of like the midpoint watch. And then the Deadringer, like, originally it kind of felt like it'd be the watch where when you were all, like, pushed back to your final point on a CP map, you'd whip out the Deadringer and be able to get behind the other team, but it's just so effective, it works in every situation, You get to fake your death, get people to stop following you, and then you don't take any damage, and if you touch someone with it, then, it doesn't even go off, and it's just ridiculous. So I see this guy, he's obviously sticking out the point. I can't go on there until my Deadringer recharges. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm just walking around kind of messing with him, waiting for my Deadringer to recharge, get on the point finally, and now we're really hoping I'm going to cap, and then nope, for some reason their entire team just appears right there, and I just shoot some people with the Ambassador, I'm not really expecting anything. I'm kind of expecting to die there, and you know what, I do. So this is 2 rounds. The first round's the second round's the better one, but not necessarily the good one. Again, I'm not really the best at Spy. Spy, again, my least played class, and you can assume while you're watching this that the entire time I'm playing Spy, my heart's constantly beating. I feel like I'm popped up on adrenaline, like it's the most stressful I've ever been, and essentially, yeah, it's just ridiculously stressful, and if I had any sort of danger to my heart, like if I was told, you might have to be careful about heart attacks in your future, I wouldn't play Spy. I would not touch Spy, because Spy would give me a heart attack. My heart just freaks the hell out when I do it. It's incredibly stressful for me. I don't know, something about, like, if you're seen, then you're done, and then you have to be quiet and quick, and just something about Spy makes me just freak the hell out. So there's a stab, Just kind of walking into people. He's just backing up into me. He's good. So I'm going to go after this guy. He's covered in Girardi. Going to try and hit him with the Ambassador. Of course, I can't. And it has that cooldown on it. So you want to be able to shoot and then let the cooldown happen. So the medic sees me. So he's chasing me. So we're going to get into a little melee battle. I'm just going to get a pretty annoying little side/face stab. I'm actually going to apologize for that here, because that was pretty bad. And at this point, I was talking to someone. I think there's someone in my room. So I cut out that because I took like an hour to finish typing, or not that long. You could see it was only a couple of seconds, but I cut it out because right now I'm talking to someone in my room, so I'm gonna walk down here. No, not yet, but yeah, I'm talking to somebody right now. Like, my full attention's not wholly on the game. Like, there's a dude in my room, and I'm like, hey, and he's like, hey, and we're like, hey, and so we're talking, and yeah, so yeah, that's a pretty much a sum up of our conversation. We are stereotypical Italians. Hey, I'm not actually Italian. That was whatever. Okay, whatever. Okay, so back to playing Spy here. I'm gonna give this guy. I condone that face stab. There's some face stabs where I'm like, yeah, you know what? That was legit. You were allowed to do that, and that was one. See, here I'm just kind of stopping because I'm talking to a guy. I'm like, okay, dude, here, gotta actually do things. But some face stabs are legit. When you're like, okay, that guy has 2 health, because you can tell, because you can see health as a Spy, or hey, I know if I hit that guy, get guy 1 swipe with my knife, he's gonna die soon. Like that sort of thing. It works out, right? You're able to get off the condonable face stab. So I feel like that one was legit. And again, I don't have the best aim with the Ambassador, so sometimes the just a quick melee swipe is gonna be better. And then here's a situation where I'd go for the condoned face stab and it doesn't work out. I'm watching him go, and I see his health there. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I could probably take off that with 1 swipe of my knife. So I go in and see if I can get it with 1 swipe of my knife, and nope, I can't. So too bad for me there. He gets he gets the little health kit, and he's back up to not full health, but not no health either, which is sad, because if he had no health, I would still be alive today, or at least in the game. So back to him. Spy, I watch this heavy. I see him backing up. I'm like, okay, so I guess he's going to have his back turned. Nope, he took care of the heavy faster than I thought he would, so I'm just whipping out my Deadringer running away. See this dude, I'm going to undead ring here and try and see if he can turn his back to me. He doesn't, he's playing pretty smart, and so I know he sees me, and then he just like, I feel like he understood, but no, so he doesn't in fact know I'm a spy, so I'm just going to whip out my Deadringer, see what there's anything I can do over here. Just have it out for protection while I run back to spawn. Again, it works that way too, you just have it out for protection. Of course, the ultimate buff for the Deadringer is that it gives you 3 arms when you reload your revolver and bring it out, so that, I mean, what other weapon gives you that? No other weapon will give you 3 arms unless, I guess, the unarmed combat for the scout, right? That's a 3rd arm. But anyway, yeah, so first, that round's over. We lose, which kind of sucks. But here is the first round I played as Spy. I actually managed to play 2 rounds, which is, like, amazing for me. Normally when I play Spy, I play 1 round and just, pff, I'm out. I'm freaking out. That's it. No more rounds for me. No more rounds of Spy for me. So here we are. I'm choosing my disguise. I'd go for a regular disguise first, but then I take it off later. I figure, you know what? With the Deadringer, typically you don't really want to use it to get behind the opponent. You want to just kind of be behind the opponent, and you can really do that on Badlands here. You can just walk under the bridge and boom, you're behind the enemy team. You can walk up through the tunnel, boom, you're behind the enemy team. The Deadringer is a little bit less effective on matches where you have to like use it to get behind your opponents, yet you want them to shoot you or something like that. So yeah, here I am, I'm walking over here, just going to uncloak soon. I don't see anybody behind me while I'm uncloaking, so I feel like I'm pretty good in the situation. I have no idea what to do in this situation. When there's a medic healing me, I don't know what to do with Spy. I don't know how I'm supposed to angle myself so I get to backstab him. I've never been, like, when that happens, that's my biggest Spy flaw. If I ever actually get a medic to start healing me on the other team, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I normally just rush at him and try and face stab him. Like, that is my strategy when that happens. So nobody noticed me stab that guy, which is good, so I'm going to be able to get this quick side stab off on that guy. You know, you turn, if you're going in opposite direction, you quickly turn and click the left mouse button. It'll almost always give you a backstab. The backstab radius is like a semicircle. I think they nerfed it at some point, but it's almost exactly a half circle. So if you can get them on the side, you're doing pretty well. So I saw a Spy walk down there through the valley, so I'm going to be watching our backs while the soldier and I hold off the point here. In a second, a guy's going to jump up, and I'm like, oh, okay, didn't even notice you. I was waiting for the Spy. So trying to get the backstab on him, but he runs away. So now I'm going to go try and chase this guy down. He cloaks. He's gone for all I care. I just bring out my Deadringer in case he wants to stab me, but again, I know the Spy is alive, so I'm just going to be keeping my guard out here. This guy's, there, oh, not even getting stabbed. There's a stab, about time. So, see the medic and the heavy, and I know they see me, so I'm going to come down here. I'm going to see if they want to follow me. They do want to give chase, so I'm going to just rush on over to the other side, pop on up, and there's a heavy going after them. They're distracted now. Obviously, as a Spy, you love it when enemies are distracted, and that guy's got the holiday punch. He's just messing around, and he's having a good time. I love doing that. Accidentally take fall damage there, bump into a Spy. You know, we're not really going to be able to do anything. Obviously, though, he didn't see me, because the Deadringer doesn't make you flash when you bump a person, but he probably knew I was there. You can normally tell when you're bumped by a Spy. Sometimes they'll just be like, oh, that was probably just lag, you know. But a lot of times you can normally tell it. So just waiting for the health pack to respawn here. I'm walking around. I'm in the blue base, so I'm walking backwards so that they think I'm on their team. See the pyro go under me, wondering if the soldier was going to know I was a Spy and give chase. Then, of course, I'm disguised as that pyro, so he's going to chase me down. I'm just going to be running away. He doesn't decide to follow me, which is good. And I'm going to rush the point here. I see that we almost have the other one capped, so I'm going to try and rush onto the point, see if there's nobody there or if they have no sentries or something. And then there's one heavy, so I'm just going to stab him and cap the point. And lol, just kidding. He turns around at the exact right moment, which sucks. Luckily, I have a full Deadringer charge, so I get to get out of there and come back again and try and fight them some other day. But we're going to win here in a second. My team gets it together, and after I have a derpy battle with the Spy, we're going to win the game. There we go. That's the end of the round. Second top frag is a Spy on Badlands. I had fun doing it, you know, even though I was freaking the hell out the whole time. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm Harry. Welcome to my channel.